Good evening. My name is Sharon Sandman with Native American Producer Success Projects. This evening, we have Farm Equipment Safety by Keidrell Russell, Outreach Assistant Coordinator with Diné College Land Grant Office. At this time, I will turn it over to Keidrell. Go ahead, Keidrell.
Good evening, everyone. My name's Keidrell Russell. Tohan slán Torachini Bashin. My skizini das Chego Totnes on Hedastunella. And I'm from Saley, Wheatfields, Arizona, working with the Neck College here in Saley. Okay, we're at land grant office working out at Saley. Okay, what is land grant? Through alignment of the USDA Land Grant Mission and the Neck College Mission, the Neck College Land Grant Office will provide technical services and outreach for Navajo ranchers, farmers, families, and youth to reconnect to the land, language, and culture by embracing the core values and preserving natural resources to sustain the Diné agricultural way of life. As we all know, working with ranching and farming, we're around livestock, agricultural equipment. We need the equipment to work with the livestock and all that. So what we're going to cover today is Priefert Ranch equipment, the squeeze chute that we use, almost daily to vaccinate, preg check, and other things to make it a lot easier than fighting with these cattle, just hands-on. So we like to use that squeeze chute a lot. Second one is a big Tex Gooseneck trailer, which we use to haul a lot of our equipment and material, such as piping and structural material. Third one is the Swift Built Gooseneck trailer. That one is for the it's the squeeze chute kind of deal, but we'll go ahead and cover that. And then there's a Tuff Built Livestock squeeze chute. That's the ones we set up out in the field. When we have ranchers and producers that don't have access to big place as far as a holding pen and all that. So we usually take that out if the ranchers don't have that available for themselves at home. And then the last one would be a John Deere farm tractor, which we all use as far as planting, farming, and everyday as far as on the ranch is what we use all the time. But we'll go ahead and go to the first one. That's a Priefert Ranch Squeeze chute. I'm sure a lot of you guys have used this piece of equipment, and it's pretty handy as far as if you're out in the open and you just use the regular cattle panels to set up around it to squeeze your cattle into the squeeze chute. Squeeze chute features: there's a manual head gate, sliding tailgate, vaccination access bars on each side, removable bottom access panel. You have your head gate control lever on top, and then overhead squeeze lever. And a lot of things that we overlook within these piece of equipment is pinch points, which we tell our students, to beware of these pinch point locations as far as when you're working it, and then when you're because this is mobile, so we'll take it out there, even connecting with the as far as the jack, the hitch, pinch points, and then where you connect the squeeze chute to the trailer for it to be mobile. Then you have the head gate, and all these levers, they all move, so there's all pinch points within these locations. So you got to look out for these pinch points, and it's good to cover with the students, and then whoever's helping you, just give them a heads up, letting them know that this is some of the dangers with this piece of equipment, and then just showing them what could happen as far as you have cattle, live cattle in there, they're fighting, moving the panel. There's pinch points everywhere when we're working with cattle, even with farm equipment. It's the same way. So if there's somebody new, fresh there, it's always good to go over your piece of equipment and let everybody know that all these, warning areas, danger areas. So That's some of the things that you got to look out for. And as far as you being the experienced person there, it's good to cover these pinch point locations. I'll go ahead and go on to the big Tex trailer flatbed. Like I said, we use this trailer a lot to move equipment, disc, everything that we need is makes it a lot easier. It's a long trailer, so we can put more equipment on there and make one trip instead of making multiple trips. And even with this flatbed, there's a lot of dangers and warning areas, locations that come with it. So the flatbed features this durable trailer with 10K heavy duty axle. As you've seen them, they usually call them tandem axles as well. It has a adjustable suspension, low profile pierce beam frame, LED lights all the way around as far as the marker lights and tail lights, adjustable dual jacks in the front. You have chain toolbox in the front. You have a crank style adjustable coupler. So what that means is the tongue in the front of the trailer, you can adjust it to go up and down depending on the height of your vehicle. So there's all different kind of adjustments to that trailer. And going to this picture, these are all the pinch points. The back end of the, can you guys see my marker from my mouse?
Yes.
Okay, back
Yes,
here.
we can.
Back here at the end, these the ramps, they go down. And these are spring loaded. So it's supposed to help assist you lift the gate up, but sometimes it tends to slam down. So that's another one of the things, if you have somebody new, fresh there with you out there on the farm ranch, let them know that that ramp's gonna slam down because it's spring and it's heavy. So you gotta be alert that it's gonna come swinging down on you. And to keep clear, your hands clear, anybody in the way, let them get clear before you lift that ramp. This front end, the coupler, this is all pinch point areas as well. When you're backing up, have the person stand on the side so you don't have a pinch point as well in the back of the truck, which I still need to add on some of these points. But just to give you guys a broad idea that that's a dangerous area right here where the coupling is. This is the jack to lower the jacks for the front, the handle. That as well as a pinch point, being that so close to this angle right here that's coming down to support the trailer. You got to keep your hands clear when you're cranking that jack down. The jacks down here on the bottom of the trailer, these are spring loaded as well. So when you pull these pins, it's all controlled by the spring inside. So you got to use your foot to kick it down. You take your foot off of it, that jack shoots straight back up into that holding reservoir. So it's another thing you got to point out to some people where they let it go and that thing will spring up, either catch your hand or it'll catch your feet. So just being aware of movable parts and spring loaded locations, because some people are unaware of that. Does anybody have any questions about this trailer?
I do. As far as the hitch, how, if your truck is higher, lower, is there adjustments to make on the hitch?
Yeah, not on the hitch, but on the trailer itself, right here on top. It's not included in the picture, but on this trailer, there's a crank style. There's a crank style, it's almost like a jack, or like a floor jack. You just crank it and it'll move up and down. You'll loosen these two bolts here and this whole reservoir will come down. It'll extend depending on the height of your vehicle. And then you'll just retighten these and then leave that jack handle alone. So this is adjustable right here in the front of that trailer. They're all like that. Does that answer your question?
Okay. And then, yeah, it does. And then on the trailer, on the jack, if you're loaded down, or if you have an empty trailer, I know some of the jacks have like 2 speeds. Is that like something you can purchase from equipment store or from the trailer where you purchase the trailer to dealership? I don't know if you've ever seen that.
I've never seen the variable speed on the handles, but I know if you want to unload like the trailer with it loaded, it's a lot safer to do it with these dual jack, because some trailers, they only come with a single jack and it's not rated to be unloaded with weight on there. So you got to understand that these jacks have, they're mainly made just to lift that trailer off the truck. And then there's other trailers that come with the hydraulic, the electric jack. Those come with like the higher dollar trailers, as far as like 3-horse slants and RV trailers. They'll come with those electric motorized jacks.
Okay, and then another question is, how often do you have to grease the jacks and then everything on there?
It's like your tractor. You'll go ahead and like every piece of equipment, you'll start out with a walk around. I was gonna cover that with the tractor, but every piece of equipment before you hook up, you'll do a walk around, check all your lug nuts, bolts, and all that, and then check your grease zerks, because there's grease zerks right here as far as the handle is at. And then there's grease zerks on the side of the jacks as well. So I mean, as long as you see grease coming out of the side, you're good. If you see rust and you hear the grinding, and then obviously you know you'll need grease for it. So as long as you have a visual of grease coming out from the grease zerks or on the side of the handle, you should be okay.
Okay, and then all dual tandems, are they oil bath? I know with like 3-horse trailers or livestock trailers, it would be like, you have to repack your bearings, but with dual tandem, are they all oil bath?
No, those are grease as well. A lot of the newer like 3-horse slants and the RV trailers, a lot of them are more, they're rubber with rubber seal axles. A lot of them went away from the, as far as it being with the leaf springs and stuff. So a lot of these new axles are rubber inside, rubber mounted axles. But yeah, these are all bearings and you got to be repacked.
Okay.
Okay, we ready to move on?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, next one's going to be this Swift Built Gooseneck trailer. This is a stock trailer that we have, and this is the axle that we're talking about. It's all it's rubber insulated. The whole axle is rubber insulated. There's no type of leaf spring or anything like that on there, and it still comes with bearings on the outside, but the actual inside is torsioned with rubber. Okay, the gooseneck features is an easy connect gooseneck coupler, durable steel nose, butterfly rear gate with latch. You have your center divider gate with latch, pressure treated wood floor, Dexter torsion axles. That's the axles we're talking about, torsion axles. Heavy duty 4-inch pipe rear bumper, grease fittings on all hinges, LED lights with heavy duty steel light covers, electric brakes, all 4 wheels. And these are 16-inch rims, 10-ply radial tires. It comes with this spare. Okay, gooseneck pinch point. Okay, we have several pinch point locations as well here on the trailer. Same as the gooseneck, you have pinch point areas up here in the front, and it comes with this easy quick latch right here, and this has a cable running through it. So this is all connected with the cable, so you don't have to crawl in the back of your truck to connect it to the ball hitch in your truck. This is a little hand lever right here that you can pull back and let go to it for it to lock the gooseneck. Then you have a jack like the flatbed trailer, and this jack, the single jack right here, and it is adjustable too for the height of the vehicle that you're unloading. Yeah, pinch point right here with the where the tack room is. You have that swinging handle that locks it up. Got a center gate here in the middle, and it's pretty dangerous pinch point as well. It's a heavy gate. You usually slam it. You got some wild cattle, you end up slamming that gate if you got to. You got to watch out people helping you standing on the outside, making sure they're clear before you slam that gate. Same thing with the back end. You got the butterfly opening in the back, and you got pinch point in the center and then on the sides as far as it closing and opening. So these are some pinch points you got to look out for on that gooseneck. So any questions about the stock trailer?
No.
Okay, we'll go ahead and go on to the Tuff Built Livestock Squeeze Chute. This is our mobile squeeze chute. It comes with the back end opens up so you can push the cattle into the squeeze chute, and it's pretty handy. You get everything lined up, get your cattle marked and everything, figure out which cattle you have in there, check their tags before they get into the chute. Then the same thing, you got the easy access, the vaccine openings on the side that drop on both sides. Then you got your emergency opening gate on the bottom in case your cattle decides to lay down. These will come down and you can let that cattle come out because some of them go into stress and some of them tend to black out when they're in there. So, okay, portable unit features. It's collapsible crowding tub in the back end. That was what I was talking about, where you're squeezing your cattle into the alleyway. We have adjustable alley, heavy duty head gate. You have a bifold back gate, hinge neck access doors, parallel squeeze, easy off wheels, removable tow hitch, and 12-volt electric jack. Okay, portable unit pinch points. Yeah, pinch points all over this piece of equipment here. Pinch points down here on the bottom where the head catch, slides back and forth. Taking this unit from it being mobile, we got to take out this square tubing right here, and that's a pinch point within itself as well. We have all these moving parts right here above the head gate. Every latch, these latches are they kind of act like spring loaded, but they have a certain tension to where you can slam it and it'll cap. So that's a pinch point area. And then the bottom as well. Like I said, this whole thing will fall down. You can take it down and release your cattle that are stuck in there. And your center access gate in the back of the squeeze chute. If you're doing preg checks, this is pretty good. You can walk in through here. Then you got your pinch points down here as well. These are all movable because this whole thing opens up in the back. Then this whole gate right here goes back and forth like a moon shape. So this is all pinch point areas. If you're pushing this gate, these pinch point areas are around that whole tub all the way around. Next time we get it set up, I'll go ahead and take pictures from the top. That way you guys can see what I'm talking about as far as how that tub is. I'm sure a lot of you seen it. So then as far as the hitch itself, you got this jack that folds up. The pinch point areas right here. And even when you're coupling it, the coupling is spring loaded, so it'll jump forward once you get it locked and latched. So this is our portable unit. Anybody have any questions about this one?
No.
No, we don't.
Okay. Yeah, usually like if we're gonna set it up, we'll jack the front, take this tow bar out. We'll jack up one side, take the wheel off, let this side down, and do the same thing on the other side. Jack it up, take the wheel out. Then when we're loading it back up, it's just everything's in reverse order. Okay, next one we got John Deere farm tractor. I'm sure a lot of you know and been around John Deere tractors and different kind of tractors, Massey Ferguson, Kubotas. Farm tractor features, you got John Deere 2.9 liter, 3-cylinder, 75 horsepower, turbocharged diesel, standard rated operating speed of 2100 RPM, equipped with dump bucket, capability of loading, rotary cutting and dirt snow removal, economy, 540E options to reduce engine RPM to decrease fuel consumption, easy capability of attaching rear implements to 3-point hitch, comes with standard sway bars, simple PTO system to engage on the move so you can start and stop your implement without interruptions. Okay, this is where I was talking about as far as walk around inspection. Walk around inspection starting out, usually it'll tell you to go clockwise around your piece of equipment, and it's the same as with your vehicle as well. Every day before you use it, start out from the front, go all the way around, check each tire, check your fenders, your flares, make sure it has all the bolts, whatever plastic fittings that it's holding on. Checking your tire pressures, making sure it's good before you get on the highway, make sure you're safe, your family's safe. Here's a walk around inspection form. So pre-operation safety and maintenance inspection. Starting out, overall machine appearance, RPS grab bars, steps, handholds. Before you crawl up that tractor, checking for welds, broken bolts, just anything out of the ordinary before you start crawling up that piece of equipment. And same thing on your vehicle. Some people have side steps, who often checks the bolts under there. They would just step on there, jump in a vehicle and we go. But there's some things you gotta look at before you get into your vehicle on your piece of equipment. Looking at the frame, the undercarriage, checking your lights, making sure your lights work, making sure your brakes, your headlights, your high beam, low beams, they all work. Tires, rims, wheel locks, tracks, make sure they're in good condition. There's no nail sticking in it. There's not one tire that's high pressure or low pressure than the other. In the operator station, under the machine, checking your belts, hoses, opening the hood, making sure that there's no leak and there's no tears in your fan belt, checking your hoses for leaks and all that. Engine compartment cleanliness, keeping your equipment clean. Cooler cores, making sure that the radiator is clean of debris. If it ain't, clean it out so your piece of equipment can cool down and make sure the radiator works the way it's supposed to work. In the operator station, checking your cab windows, overall cleanliness, operator's manual, if it's present, seat belts, making sure they work, buckle, mount, make sure it disconnects when you lock it, mirrors, rear camera, windshield wipers, defroster, gauges, indicator, light switches, making sure you have fuel in your piece of equipment before you get out into the ranch and go to work and run out of fuel. It's happened a couple of times. one thing you gotta check. Making sure you have a fire extinguisher on your piece of equipment. A lot of times we're out there in the ranch and the farm, we're by ourselves and piece of equipment catches on fire. You know, how are you gonna put that fire out? Or are you just gonna watch that piece of equipment burn to the ground? There's some things you gotta think about, be aware of. Making sure your horn works, if it's supplied with a horn. Making sure your parking brakes and brakes work. Steering, secondary steering, making sure your power steering is actually working the way it's supposed to work. Travel alarm, backup alarm, if it's equipped with it, make sure it comes on. Diagnostic, trouble codes, anything on your screen, piece of equipment. You have check engine light, hot temperature. Like these new tractors, they'll show you that you need to shut off your piece of equipment if it's overheating. And then you have your, as far as the depth for the emissions control, it'll tell you that it's recharging and it will tell you to let it idle. So you got to follow the instructions as well on your screen. Make sure you have the proper fluids, fluid levels, engine oil, hydraulic oil, transmission oil, engine coolant, washer fluid, fuel, like I said. And if it comes with DEF fluid, make sure your DEF fluid is topped off as well. Walk around inspection, like I said, you start out from the front and you'll go clockwise around your piece of equipment, checking your oil levels and all that, checking your air filter, taking it out, take the clips off, pull your air filter out, make sure it's clean of debris, make sure your engine's not sucking in dirt. And these are dual filters. So there's an outer filter and then there's a center core filter. So you can pull those both out and inspect it. Then you have your starter, alternator, make sure the connections are all connected. There's no loose wiring as far as to the battery cables as well. This is your hydraulic fluid level. On this tractor, there's actually an eyesight in the back, clear lens, to make it a lot easier to check your fluid levels on the tractor. Make sure you have enough hydraulic fluid in there. Like this one was low, full level should be up here right in the middle. So after doing a proper inspection, found out that this tractor was low on hydraulic fluid. So that completes the walk around. And like I said, it consists with your ranch trucks as well, whatever piece of equipment that you're running. Always do an inspection before you jump in it and take off and go to work, making sure you're safe and everyone with you is safe. Well, other than that, that concludes my equipment safety. Do you have any questions?
On that hydraulic fluid, is that like a window you could see where the fluid is?
Yes,
Or
you
how
can
can
see.
you? Oh,
Yes, you can see the fluid level.
oh, okay.
Yeah, you couldn't really see in the picture, but I went ahead and put that line there showing where the fluid level was.
Yeah,
Yep, and the full line is up here, and you can see the full right here, full tag.
yeah. Well, that's really
Another
informative. I
question.
appreciate. Go ahead.
As far as your hydraulics fluid, I know sometimes in the winter it gets a little hard to use your tractor. Is there a certain hydraulic fluid to use during the winter, or do you need to flush out your hydraulic system?
Well, what they suggest is that you change out your fluids right before winter time. And then the main thing is heating up the hydraulic. So when you start your piece of equipment, usually we'll raise the rear blade, and it being a little bit elevated, that'll put that hydraulic pump to work and it'll start heating up your hydraulic fluid, and that'll make it a lot easier for you to maneuver your implements as far as your buckets and then your rear blade as well. So just heating it up, just letting it run a little bit longer than usual before you start running it. But there is additives for the diesel, but for the oil and hydraulic, I haven't seen. Maybe a conditioner for the winter, but I haven't really seen an additive for it. But that usually helps.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't see anyone else raising their hand or asking questions. Anybody have anything else to add?
Okay, Sharon, this is Keidrell. That concludes my presentation.
Okay, Keidrell, thank you for your information. It was very informative. I know that I am bad at doing a roundabout check on my vehicle before I take off. I always just go to the to Jiffy Lube or somewhere where I get my oil change and make sure that they check everything for me. But I think it should become a habit. I know that my tires have been low, and I don't know if it's really low. I don't have a, a gauge to check it, but it is important to do this before you go on travel or go anywhere. And I'm pretty sure a lot of us practice it, but it's just a reminder for myself. And I appreciate the information you shared. It was very informative. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. Thank you too.
Jesse, do you have anything else to add?
No, thank you, Keidrell, and thank you everyone for joining us this evening. If you would like to see more webinars that we have hosted in the past, you can visit our Native American Producer Success Project Facebook page, our YouTube channel, and then if you would like to subscribe to our monthly newsletter, we do have a survey that will pop up on your screen once you exit. Go ahead and fill it out, and there is a portion, a part where you can fill out your information to receive these newsletters, and then also more information. Just thank you everyone again for coming this evening, and please continue to stay safe out there, wear your mask, and practice social distancing.
We are the Native American Producer Success Project. The Native American Producer Success Project is a collaborative effort between Diné, Inc., a nonprofit organization, New Mexico Cooperative Extension Service, and Diné College Land Grant Office. The project is funded by USDA's Office of Partnership and Public Engagement, Outreach and Assistance for Socially Disadvantaged and Veterans Farmers and Ranchers Program. The goals of the NAPS project is to increase the profitability and long-term sustainability of Navajo farmers and ranchers. To achieve this goal, activities in 4 key areas are being undertaken to improve Navajo farm and ranch operations, to increase Navajo farmer ranchers' knowledge of and access to available programs and technical assistance provided by the United States Department of Agriculture, the Bureau of Indian Affairs, the Navajo Nation, the New Mexico Cooperative Extension Service, the Diné College Land Grant Office, and others. To strengthen the organizational capacity of the Navajo Farmer and Rancher Congress to address the current and future needs of Navajo farmers and ranchers. Also to facilitate Navajo farmer rancher use of USDA's NRCS, FSA, and RMA programs.